What's up, what's good? It's the Soundcloud Reviewer here, and today I'm here for the first installment of Soundcloud Project Reviews. Now, this is the series where I review albums, EP, projects, all of that. And today's first project will be an EP from the artist xxxfascination. The project is called Sumertime Dreamzz. It has 6 tracks. It features Bluesome, I believe Lil Fiji. It's not credited, so I think it's Lil Fiji, and Chigod. So how about we get right into the review? In this review, we're going to be going track through track, my opinions on each track, my overall thoughts on the album as a whole, some specifics I liked and disliked, and an overall grade to summarize the entire thing. So how about we get into it? Alright, track 1 on this thing is labeled Billie, Eyelash. My opinions on this track, not too good. To start off, I think the beat is pretty simple. It's nothing special. It gives the track sort of like a boost. It seems like a pretty simple trap beat these days. Simplistic with the pianos. And Fascination's performance on it doesn't really help either. The chorus is sort of sloppy and messy with the flow. It sort of stretches a bit offbeat. The verse is sort of just a repeating thing. It is also a bit offbeat. It goes by pretty... It's a quick track, but it goes by pretty long just because of how... I think poorly done the delivery is on Fascination's part. Just like it's not a song. It's not a good song in my opinion. The flow's messed up. The beat pretty simple. The effects on the voice not good. It doesn't help at all. I was not feeling this track at all. Next track, however, I sort of liked. It's Fuego featuring Bluesome, which is the second single off this project. The beat is pretty good. It's pretty interesting. It's got a nice little synth groove to it. It hits pretty well with the drums. Fascination's vocals, although, are sort of like some weird effects on it, which make them sound a bit bad, honestly, like the auto-tune on it. But I think his flow here is much better. Like the flow really hits towards his second verse. He really gets into it, and I think that's a very solid verse from him. Bluesome, however, I do enjoy Bluesome, but I don't think he was the right fit for this track because, Fascination was sort of getting really into vulgar with his bars, some really just vulgar upfront shit, take off your shirt, show me your tits. Bluesome was sort of talking about treating you like a gentleman and sort of a bit witty with it, and it just did not fit the overall vibe of the track. I think if he got someone else like Fiji or something on it, that could have been more, vulgar. It would have really matched the tone, but I think that Bluesome's performance, it was a fine performance, it just didn't match the vibe of the track at all. I think it sort of brought that down a little bit. So I think this was a pretty decent track. Nothing too special, but definitely not a bad effort. Next track here is Breeze featuring Chigod, and this is another pretty decent song in my opinion. Probably my second favorite off the project. Fascination's verse is pretty good. I wouldn't exactly call it smooth, but he rides the beat pretty well. It's a nice beat. It's a nice smooth, summer type beat, which sort of fits the name of the project. Because a lot of these tracks didn't really fit that summer vibe that I think he might have been going for. Because it's called Summertime Dreams, so I don't know if he wanted a summery type thing. But in all of the songs I wouldn't call summery. But this one I definitely call summery. It's nice, smooth. Fascination's verse, as I said, is pretty. It's pretty smooth. I wouldn't call it smooth, but in terms of the flows, I think it had some smoothness to it. I think the delivery itself wasn't the smoothest, but he definitely rides the beat pretty well. Chigod gives a pretty good verse, man. He switches up his flows a lot of the time. He gets more intense towards the end of the verse. And the verse really goes by quickly because you don't realize how long he's been going on. He does that pretty well. I wouldn't call it his best verse, but he definitely performs well in the song. So I'd say I definitely enjoyed this song as well. This is definitely one of the highlights of the project, I'd say. The next track is Side Relationships. First of all, you gotta mention, great beat here. The vocal sample's really cool, the drums hit hard, it's a great instrumental. However, Fascination doesn't give the best performance. His chorus sort of sounds like just the same thing over and just that's what the chorus really sounds like. It's not particularly horrible, it just sort of isn't the best. And then the verse is sort of, the flow's a bit choppy. It doesn't flow as perfect as he really, I think, wanted it to. Definitely it's something you can sort of put on and sort of vibe to in the background, but I think when you actually try to listen to it, it's not as good. So, like I said, great production, but I think the delivery here definitely was lacking. The 5th track on this project is Thanos, which was the main single off this, which is one of his most successful tracks to date, if not his most successful period. And this is definitely the best track in the album. It has a really cool chorus. Fascination performs really well on it. His verse is pretty decent. The beat is really cool. Like I guess synths, I don't quite know what to call them. It's a pretty cool, futuristic, atmospheric beat. Like I said, chorus is great, verse is good. Fiji's verse is probably my least favorite of the song. I think he doesn't really give the best performance ever. Bluesome, however, gives a really cool, more lyrical switch up to the song, which is much better than his feature on Fuego, I think. Overall, I think this is definitely the best song. Maybe the best song he ever put out. Like, this is a quality track, and it's deserving all the plays it's getting. So, yeah, I just congratulate him on that. This is definitely my favorite track off the album. Like I'll just summarize one more time. Cool beat, catchy chorus, cool verses, great song. The last track here is That's My Bitch. Again, really cool production here with the pianos. It's really uppity, feels like maybe like a Lil Mosey type track. However, again, not the best performance by Fascination. His flow seems all over the place. The vocal effects on him aren't that good, to be honest. Throughout the track, it sort of just seems like he's freestyling and his flow doesn't really have any connection between it. It sounds all a bit jumbly and a bit rushed for my taste. Again, production's good, but overall his performance doesn't make it a good track. So this is probably a bad way to close the album. I'm sorry, the EP. So yeah. Alright, my overall thoughts on this EP. First of all, production top notch for all the tracks other than Billie, Eyelash. I really enjoyed the production on it. He chose some great beats here. All of them have pretty different vibes. Some of them have that summer vibe, some of them don't, but I think all of them, again, except Billie Eyelash, are pretty good beats. However, the main problem with this EP is Fascination himself. He really just often seems like his flows just aren't there. Like he just falls on and off the beat like it's nothing. There's a lot of reverb on his voice. It's pretty unnecessary. His hooks sometimes seem a bit, all over the place and just not coherent and consistent. And although there are some moments of greatness and you can tell he has a lot of potential, which is why I'm telling him, just keep going after this, keep building after this, because, there are some great songs on here. I enjoyed Thanos, I enjoyed, Breeze, I enjoyed, Relationships. That was a cool song, maybe not his best, but overall I think this EP is really not as good as it really should have been. I think the delivery often seemed a bit rushed. I don't know how long he took on the EP, but some of these verses just seem rushed. The flow doesn't seem fleshed out, and it leads to more like a rough, all over the place, sporadic product. So overall, I gotta give this thing a C+, B- overall grade. I know he has a better project in him, but this just isn't it. I'm looking forward to what he can do in the future, but for this one, it was a bit of a disappointment, basically because I really enjoyed Thanos, and although I wasn't really feeling Fuego that much, I thought he'd come with some more Thanos-like songs on here, but a lot of it's just, like I said, not cohesive, not fleshed out, and just not good. So, C+, B-. My advice for Fascination, flesh out your flows a bit more, focus on staying on beat, make sure your hooks sound good, really work on and sort of maybe a few days after, come back to that flow and sort of look at it another time. Just make sure that your flows are on beat because that is crucial to making a song good. Alright, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment who you want me to review, or if you want me to review you, comment, check out the project in the description. Peace.